Hello, my friends, and welcome back. Thank you very much for being with me again today. Now, I don't know how you take this warning, but I will tell you how I take this warning. So there is a certain person who shows up in China and, or at least threatens, showed up in China, and she threatened the Chinese that the U.S. businesses' patience is wearing thin. All right, well, let me show you this article here, and then we're going to discuss. So it says this is Raimondo warns China patience of U.S. business is wearing thin. This person went to lecture China. Okay, they can do that, but there are consequences. U.S. Commerce Secretary Gina, hey Gina, Raimondo warned China in interviews broadcast on Sunday that the patience of U.S. business was wearing thin, saying American companies deserved a predictable environment and a level playing field. All right, well, while in China recently, Raimondo has said that she was a strong appetite among U.S. businesses to make the relationship work, and that while some actions of the Chinese government were positive, the situation on the ground needed to match the rhetoric, okay? You're not doing a good job. And I'm quoting, China is making it more difficult. Student China, the teacher says you're not okay, and my patience with you runs thin. Raimondo told CBS Face the Nation, and I'm quoting, she said, I was very clear, like Obama, I'm very clear. Let's make it very clear. Shut up. With China, that we need to, patience is wearing thin among American businesses. I was very clear with China that we need to, patience is wearing thin among American business. They need and deserve a predictable environment and a level playing field. And hopefully the student China will hit that message so we can have a stable, growing commercial relationship. Now, I don't know, let's put it clear. Let's make it clear. Let me make clear. Shut up. Anyway, this was a... So, let's say it's you and your teacher, your teacher, you're a professor, and you will go to the professor and you'll say, you know what, my patience is running thin with you. Let me see. Is wearing thin. You tell the professor, hey, Professor Gigi, my patience is wearing thin with you. What do you think? What do you think? Or your teacher, or you tell your mother, your father. But let's say you tell this to your friend. Hey, Gigi, my patience is wearing thin with you. All right? Now, it's a different thing. The Gigi, the friend, says, okay, there will be some consequences or something. But the teacher will smack you. So you will not dare to tell a teacher that. But you as a teacher, you would dare to tell that to a student. Or maybe an enemy. You warn the enemy. Or a friend, but that's a threat. So you're not a friend. Hey, my patience is wearing thin. Imagine if China would have done the same thing. Let's say would tell the United States, hey, our patience is wearing thin with you with your hanky-panky in our area, in the South China Sea, around Taiwan, in Japan, in South Korea. Our military patience is wearing thin. What do you think would be the US's reaction? As it ought to be. Are you threatening us? What are you talking about? That's a threat. Mind your own business. We come and do whatever we want. If we want, we can pick you up. We bring freedom. We bring democracy. You're the bad dude. That's how the reaction would be from the United States, guaranteed. Now, should the Chinese say the same thing? But this chutzpah coming from Raimondo, coming over and say, hey, I'm speaking in the name of the U.S. business because I know every U.S. business what they want. I know that. The tone, my friends, this demeaning superior tone expressed against the Chinese, which saving face means a lot. How do you think that works? The Chinese will just crawl in a little rock over there, or coil in fetus position and wait for you to do what? Do you think that's the way the Chinese are? I think these guys are not trained. I think Raimondo, is not trained. She doesn't know. You have to know something about the person that you're gonna go and talk to, or negotiate, or propose something. You have to know so much about, not only in general about his culture, but you have to know about that person in particular. How many balls he's got, how many affairs he's got, how many dicks you have to know all these things. Why? Like if you remember Hoover. Remember, Hoover got all kind of, information about different politicians. Why? When he would have something to ask for, he would call them and say, "Hey, Gigi, I know that you're fucking Miss Redondo. How do you know that? Well, I have some tapes for you. You want to hear them? Come over at FBI. We're gonna give them to you, or whatever." So the same here. You need to know as much as possible. That's a liability for the person who's going to negotiate with you. He has a life too. So I don't think Raimondo doesn't know anything. I don't think she knows anything about the Chinese culture. The Chinese are not beggars, by the way, okay? But she seems like she thinks they are. She thinks that she can go over there and lecture them, as she has the upper hand somehow. I don't think either of these ones have an upper hand. I think they need one another, but that's not you. You talk to a person of your equal value. You talk like this with I said at the beginning, a friend, but you don't talk like this with a friend, because that's very demeaning. So again, wrong approach. These guys are not trained. Not only trained, they are not. These are the guys. She's what, the Secretary of Commerce, the Commerce Secretary, Gina Raimondo. That's for you, an appointed person. Not elected, appointed. So someone knew Gina did something to that person, and she deserved to be appointed and pushed forward, and she's got the position. You didn't, I didn't, but she is very smart, obviously. Not. That's why the Chinese said this: we are open to have a good economic relationship with you guys. About military, off. With the Russians, we have a fantastic relationship, both economic, political, and military relationship. With you, just economic, that's all we need. We need you to give us money for things that we produce and give it to you. Okay, and you invest here, and so on. That's all we need from you, nothing else. And if in the meantime we take over you, that's okay, because we are the good guys. They all think they're good guys, and somehow there are many bad guys here. You see, if you ask each and every country on this planet, "Hey, do you think that you're a bad country?" They will all tell you, "No, I'm a good country." But somehow we have bad countries on this planet. How in the hell they are there? I don't know. Thank you very much for being with me again today. Stay strong, stay smart, look for the truth, and be just.